Twitter is to axe the 140-character limit on private direct messages in what's thought to be an attempt to draw more users to the site. The news comes after Chief Executive Dick Costolo announced he was stepping down, reportedly after investors became frustrated at the lack of user growth, particularly in comparison to its rival Facebook. Sky's technology correspondent Tom Cheshire reports.
Ho-yay! Ho-yay! Ho-yay!
Twitter has been called the internet's town square, and on it, everyone is a town crier.
Hashtag break the internet!
But those shouts into the digital void are failing to connect with a wider audience.
I have an account, but I don't really use it very much.
I don't really use it that much, but sometimes just go through it a little bit, just browse.
I don't really need to know about everybody else's life. That's it.
That inability to convince the general public to use Twitter may have cost its CEO his job. The company announced that Dick Costolo would be stepping down. Costolo has been under pressure. He's taken the company's revenues from around £13 million in 2010 to £900 million last year, building a business in advertising. But user growth has slowed.
They do need to change their growth and demographics a little bit. They do struggle with younger users, often because the product just isn't really suited to them.
Twitter has 288 million users worldwide, which sounds like a lot, but relatively speaking, it's a number that's stalled. You can't avoid comparisons to the other big blue giant in the room. Facebook has 1.44 billion users. Twitter lost that fight a long time ago. Now it's looking over its shoulder at the other newer platforms which are gaining users much faster. Snapchat was founded in September 2011. A year later, they had 1.5 million users. By the end of last year, they had more than 200 million. Instagram started in late 2010 and had 50 million users in a year. By 2014, they'd overtaken Twitter with 300 million users. None of those companies generate nearly as much money as Twitter, but because they're all privately owned, they don't face the same pressures.
Well, markets like things to grow. They like to increase revenue. It's a very straightforward thing. And I know that Twitter has been trying to expand into different territories, so across Europe and across other parts of the world. It is still a very Western platform.
Twitter is a noisy place that has been shaped as much by those who use it as those who run it.
Welcome back and check!
Whoever the new boss is, they'll have to make their voice carry the loudest.
And hashtag 1D forever!
Tom Cheshire, Sky News.